If the heart is always searching, can you ever find a home? I've been looking for that someone, never make it on my own. Dreams can't take the place of loving you.
All right, welcome back to Two Bitches, One Braincell. I am your host, Amara Sumatra, here with my co-host, Sterling Deadlock.
Hi.
Hi, Sterling. We are here today with someone very near and dear to our hearts, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Go ahead and say hello.
Oh, hi.
Well, that wasn't quite a hello, but it was a hi. So, we are here today with Bobby Brantley, the countryman himself, the man of love, here to fix your achy breaky heart this Valentine's Day season. Bobby, we've missed you.
I've missed y'all.
Oh, it's
And
always
listen,
a blast having you on.
It is. It always is, and we enjoy having you here so much. And it's great to be able to bring you back. I know we kind of already planned to bring you back regardless, but we are true to our word, and we said we'd bring you back when you did the song. And by gosh darn it, dang it, flabbergasted motherfucker, you did the song. You did it just for us.
I sure did.
And that was a
Now,
quick
for those-
turnaround,
I had a good time, too.
It did. And for those who are just tuning in, who are not aware of all the shenanigans that went down on our Christmas episode, Bobby Brantley told us that he was a big Jonas Brothers fan, as I'm sure most of us are, because it's the fucking Jonas Brothers. Bobby did a cover for When You Look Me in the Eyes, which is probably one of my all-time favorite Jonas Brothers songs. And with that, we promised we'd bring him back on. We'd talk about the song, and here we are. Tell us about that. How was it getting the song together, doing it, and just working the magic that you do with music?
It was really fun, It was like a flashback to the past, I've always thought that song would sound good being a country song, but I ain't never thought to put it together. So putting it together, it was just really nice and just brought me back to being a kid, listening to that song, and wishing I could sing it to somebody someday. I love that song.
And now you can sing it to someone.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that. For those who don't know, Bobby Brantley is a very happily married man. Sorry for all of those out there who were hoping to take a shot. That's a no-no. Although you can, I can't tell you not to try. It's hard not to try. It's Bobby Brantley. But, we respect that you were in a happy and loving relationship. If you don't mind sharing a little bit about that for us, how long have you guys been married?
We've been married since August 30. I don't know how many months that is.
Listen, neither of us know how to do math here, so it is okay.
Yeah, we was married
roughly
for
6 months.
However long that is, we've been together for 5 years.
Oh wow, that's beautiful. And I'm sure all marriages go through their ups and downs, but you guys are going strong, and it's part of the reason we wanted to bring you in for our Valentine's episode. I feel like this city needs a good happy married couple to strive to work towards, and I feel like that's you.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna warn you, some of these responses are gonna be a little chaotic.
It's all right.
Listen, we do not censor what the city has to offer. We're just here to tell you about it. So over the responses that we've gotten, some of them are genuine questions about, love and how to find it and how to keep it and what to do. And some of them are just horny people who want to get their horny things out in the world.
Oh,
and,
my goodness.
We respect that too, because behind every horny individual is someone that just wants to be loved.
All right. Yeah,
And I think that's beautiful.
I'm excited to hear what they got to say.
Now, that being said, we do have quite a few responses here, and I feel like should we go from mild to spicy, Sterling, or should we mix it all in?
I say we can probably go from like least to most.
Build up the spice level here.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm not going to name anybody specifically, I think.
I'm naming one of these
Um,
motherfuckers.
just because some of these are very telling, I think.
Okay.
But I guess the
My
first one
goodness.
and the easiest one, and I will name this one because fuck him. The the question that we asked everybody was, do you have any love related questions that you would like advice for? That's what fixing your achy breaky heart's all about. And one of the first responses that we got was from our last podcast
Yep,
guest.
this is who I was in the name.
Mr. Cone himself, the what was it? Was it K1 Cone?
There's too many.
Quan,
There's too many.
Quan, the Riz God, the baby daddy to your
Oh,
baby
dude.
mama. Mr. Kai Watson, for his love-related question, says, I want Bobby to be my husband. How do I do this?
You know, that would be something you have to put up with my wife. She ain't gonna let that happen.
I think I recall him hitting on you during his wedding too.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I wholeheartedly believe it. Listen, nothing is off limits to K1, so that's where Mrs. Brantley is gonna have to kind of put her foot down a little bit, because K1 doesn't take no for an answer. If he wants you, he's definitely gonna try. So
I know it. I know it.
But we admire that about him, I suppose.
I'll try to hit you with that
We
Riz.
do.
Listen, they don't call him the Riz God for no reason.
I appreciate the compliments anytime.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure all of Twitter blew up when you performed at the wedding.
Listen, I was one of those. I was screaming in that audience. I'm not gonna lie. Everyone at Weasel knows that I am a huge Bobby Brantley fan. Like I listen to some of the other music in City, but Bobby Brantley is always where I go back to.
Oh.
So it's funny because we decided to get tickets for your event that you're having next weekend, the weekend right after we post this podcast.
Yep.
And it's just, I saw it and I was like, yes, Bobby Brantley tickets, let's go. Now I need them. I need to make sure I have them. I don't want to miss it. And I've now roped half of the Weasel staff into going.
Oh,
So,
hell yeah.
You're going to have so much
I was going to go
coverage for that.
anyways, but I didn't have to pay.
Well,
so.
I mean, yeah. I mean, everyone was kind of already planning, but I was like, fuck it, I'm buying tickets now. And poor Bax. I was a little more intoxicated than I should have been when I called him. But it's fine. It's cool. We're set. It's all good. And speaking of being set, we have another question here.
Yes.
We're gonna segue because I'm so smooth. That I'm not gonna name names, but this individual would like to know where they can find a sugar daddy. Every single man out here is broke, and the taken ones are rich. I just want to be spoiled and loved.
Well, first off, I want to say thank you for supporting me and getting those tickets and forcing those people to come. I appreciate that. And you know, start searching for them blue collar boys. Y'all don't, you get those guys who like to get dirty and build houses and do all kinds of other crazy shit.
Weld shit.
They make like 6 figures a year. And they're gross, but that's your sugar daddy there.
They're gross, but they'll buy you what you want. So
Yeah.
He has a point.
They might work 14 hours a day. You ain't gonna see him that much. But that's your sugar daddy.
Honestly, I think that sounds like the perfect situation. I mean, you don't have to see them too often, and they'll buy you everything you want. Look for those blue collar
Exactly.
boys. Amen.
He's gonna have dirty fingernails too, but
Well, I mean, if he's putting his fingers anywhere they need to be, they should probably be not dirty fingernails.
he ain't
Anyways.
gonna clean them that often.
Listen, you can be a blue collar boy, but you better know how to shower. That's the staple here. If I'm clean fingernails, boys, clean fingernails. Absolutely. Let's see. So, speaking of dirty fingernails,
Okay.
the next question. Why are men so gross?
I don't know. What's gross about us? What do y'all think's gross about men?
I mean, apparently they're fingernails.
Well, are my
I guess-
fingernails?
Dude, do you wash your ass, Mr. Brantley?
What the?
Like
You don't have to
like,
answer that.
genuinely wash my in butt cheeks and everything.
Yeah, like I
The
mean,
sirens are them
that's
coming after you, Amara.
Yeah.
that's one of the things that
course.
you know that are out and about on media these days. Or do men really wash their ass like they're supposed to? You know, like
Yeah. Well,
not asking
I'd
you to
say I do.
exfoliate, but
You know, yeah. I
You
mean,
gotta keep it
exfoliate's
clean.
good for your skin.
oh yeah. But I mean, you know, I'm not saying all men should be exfoliating their ass or anything. But like, are you taking a washcloth back there every once in a while?
Every day. Yes, ma'am.
Listen, see
Every
this.
day.
This is why we stand Bobby Brantley, because he washes his ass every day. Absolutely. I love that.
Squeaky clean.
Uh-huh.
Sterling, I don't like that you're not doing enough damage control here. Why are you letting
I'm
me
trying.
talk about
I'm
men's
just.
asses?
I'm trying, but you're too far gone.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Well, let's see. What maybe we have some more serious love questions in here somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Okay. This is a more serious question. All right, we're gonna get deep into the weeds on this one. So this one says, and we'll keep this person anonymous. I want my girlfriend to spend more time with me. As soon as we hang out, something comes up and she has to go. I try hinting at her and even telling her flat out, but nothing's changing. I feel like she's too stupid to get it sometimes. I feel like she's playing it off. What do I do? Dump her and move on, or just deal with the fact that I'll never spend time with her?
I would say to just be like, after she gets off work, say, hey, listen, I want to talk to you real quick. I feel like we ain't been spending enough time together, and you feel like you be kind of avoiding me. What's going on? Just start having a conversation. I feel like a lot of people forget how to talk.
Mm-hmm.
We make up our own assumptions as well. You know what I mean? She might not be avoiding it. She might not hate you. Maybe she's just really busy, or maybe she's going through something and she don't know how to tell you. So
So then, I guess with that in mind, how long is too long to wait for them to change? If this is something you've said to them, every day for the last 2 weeks and nothing's changed, and they're not participating in the communication, they're just kind of agreeing and moving on. When is it time to call it quits?
I think if you've been going on for 2 weeks, you've seen no action to try to change or nothing. I think that's too long. You don't need to beg somebody do right by you. So
I like that.
Valid
I don't
advice.
think you should ever have to beg somebody to pay attention to you. If they want to pay attention to you, they'll make the time.
exactly. Me and my wife are up each other's tail almost every day.
And is there ever any times that you just don't want to be around each other because you're around each other too much, or do you find that no matter what happens, you're always wanting to be in each other's company?
I think we're always wanting to be in each other's company, you know. We're each other's safe space, you know what I mean? Even when we're upset, the only thing I can think about is being with being with her, you know. So
I love that. That's so wholesome and so
Very
sweet,
sweet.
and probably like 4 songs to be written about that, if not already written. That's beautiful.
She just
That's
wants more
beautiful.
music.
yeah, that's so specific.
I mean, speaking of, I mean, I know you've released quite a few songs, and I know you've done some covers and all of that. Is there any one or even 2 songs even that you poured your whole heart in all about your wife?
Oh my. Um yeah, I've got a song uh called When I'll Quit Loving You. Um and that's pretty much just about all the craziest things that could happen, you know. Something that would probably never happen is when I would quit loving her.
And we're getting wholesome tonight.
I know, I love it. Listen, we have to balance out the wholesome for some of these responses.
You know?
There was one response that I don't think all the wholesomeness that we could put into this episode's going to counteract what is being stated, but we're gonna try.
I need a
I'm
shower
very
after hearing
excited.
it.
Yeah, probably. You'll have to scrub that ass twice as hard today.
I
Oh my
shut the
goodness.
fuck up.
I've got to drink some water.
um so let's see. This person asks, well, they say, me and my partner are always on opposite sides when it comes to issues and problems. How can I make them understand where I'm coming from without causing a huge fight?
That's where I just go back to that communication, you know? Just sit them down and just say, listen, you know, I feel like we're having a disconnect here, and I want to figure out where this disconnect is happening. When I tell you this, why do you respond like this? You know,
Mm-hmm.
allow them to kind of go into their own head and their own thoughts and think, okay, why do I respond like that? You know, there's been some times where I've been upset about something and haven't really understood why I was upset about it until I really sat back and thought, okay, this is why this upsets me. You know?
Communication
So
is
so
key.
getting yeah, so getting a little deeper in your own thoughts and feelings, and I personally think that a lot of the time, because I mean, I agree completely. Communication is key. If you don't have good communication, the whole relationship can crumble.
Yeah.
But what exactly is good communication? I mean, you could sit here like we are now, and we could talk for hours, but what does talking matter if you're not absorbing what's being said, if you're not comprehending what the actual problem is?
I think having good communication is pushing aside your own pride and your own ego.
Exactly. You gotta be willing
I've
to accept change to communicate.
exactly and accept that you can be wrong.
It's hard to accept you can be wrong, but it's something you gotta do.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I mean, if there is anybody to accept you when you're wrong, it's going to be your partner. And if it's not, that's probably not who you should be with.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it's funny because Sterling and I have been watching some shows in our downtime together, and I don't remember what exactly it was, but it was talking about marriage and a bunch of stuff like that. And I mean, back in the old days, you could get married to somebody and never really have to see them until it was time to get down and dirty and make a kid. And
Right.
like that's we've evolved past that. I mean, if you're gonna spend the rest of your life with somebody, you should probably try to enjoy that person. And if you want a lasting and comfortable relationship, you need to really understand how they tick and really get into what how they receive their love. Love languages, I think, is a very, very big part. And I know people see that word coming everywhere now in media, like, oh, what's your love language? Do you guys know much about the whole love language debate?
I know. I don't know about the debate, but I know what, like, what it means and stuff. What's the debate?
It's whether or not it's an actual, like, accurate way to measure how you perceive and accept love.
Oh,
And personally, as someone, I did a whole lot of research on that shit, and
It's a lot of sirens.
it
I
is a
know.
lot of
Good God
sirens.
Almighty.
um like everybody receives and gives love differently, and everyone kind of, when you start talking about love languages, they kind of narrow it down to one. Everybody has one love language, but love languages are not just a receiving thing, they're also a giving thing. So for example, one of my love languages for me to receive is quality time. I
Same.
want to spend time with you. I want to be around, even if we're not doing anything, even if you're, grocery shopping and I don't need anything. I still just want to go with you because being around you is enough. But
Yeah.
you also have to acknowledge that although quality time might be my love language and it might be what I need, your partner might not want quality time. Your partner might be into um like acts of service where they want you to do little things for them that would help them out or make them happy, or stuff like that. But you also have to consider the fact that what I want from somebody is not necessarily what I'm going to give somebody either. So I might want quality time, but maybe my giving love language is, you know, acts of service. So instead
Yeah.
of, I don't want you to come spend, I don't, how do I want to word this? This is so hard. You know, I want people to spend time with me for my love language, but when it comes to giving somebody their love or giving somebody my love, I want to show that in acts of service. So I will buy you little treats because it made me think of you. Or I know you've had a stressful week, so I cleaned the house for you so you don't have to worry about it. And
Right.
everybody's going to have different ones. That's why I always say you have a giving love language and you have a receiving love language. And finding out what those are for your partner, I think, is detrimental to not just the time you spend together, but your communication as well.
Yeah.
If spending 6 hours with them is too much, find out why and then adjust accordingly. Until you have that discussion with your partner, I feel like you might miss out on things. You might be wanting to spend all this time with them, but in reality maybe they want, you know, they need a different kind of love from you than what you're trying to get from them.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. I definitely think there's that I mean, relationships are really like difficult. You have to really take away your pride. You have to take away the way that you was grown up. You know, and take that away and realize that other people have feelings too. Uh, for me, it's my love language is words of affirmation. You know, I need reassurance. Uh, if I feel like there's a shift in emotion, that it tears me apart. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, that's one of
my
mine as
wife's
well.
is yeah, my wife's is quality time, and that's never been a problem for me because I love being around her. But you know,
But
sometimes
for her, if for her it's quality time. But if you're trying to give her the affirmations all the time, you're giving her what you want, but not necessarily what she wants. And I think that's a disconnect a lot of people don't
yeah,
recognize.
for sure. Because I'm the type of person I say I love you a lot. You know,
Hmm.
I could just be. When I'm happy, sometimes I just say it. Like it's just like I feel happy right now, but I'm with the person I love, and that's my reassuring, I guess. You know, and you know, she may not say I love you as much as I would want her to because I say it so much, and that
Right.
would make me feel like, oh, does she not love me? You know what I mean. And I have to take away that she just grew up not really saying I love you like that.
I'm the
Right. And I
same
feel like,
way.
it's definitely something that, like I said, in we talk about communication a lot when it comes to love, because this is what's important. The fact that you even know what your wife's love language is something that I feel like a lot of couples don't register. I mean, you have these couples, they could be, I pour my heart and soul into my partner. I do all of this, I do all of that, and I still don't feel like I'm appreciated. Have you had the conversation?
Right.
Because, I said, if her love language is quality time, but you just keep giving words of affirmation to her, you in your mind, you're like, but I'm showing her. I'm telling her all the time how much I love her and how much I appreciate her. And but to her, it's just empty words. Whereas
Right.
for her, she needs you to show it. She needs to spend that time with you, to be around you. So I think that's a big thing that a lot of couples aren't registering. You could love a person to death and you could do everything you can for them that you think they need, but if you haven't sat down and had that conversation, you don't really know what they need. You're just
Yeah.
throwing and hoping something sticks.
Right. And like me and my wife, we always take at least an hour today to just sit down and like watch TV, or something, or we'll just talk. I think a lot of couples are having issues because they don't sit down and talk. We have conversations like this all the time where we talk about love languages and the way that we was raised. I mean, we try to enter each other's mind to understand each other. You know,
Oh
I
yeah.
think that's super important.
I think a lot of people are more so afraid that when they communicate, they might get shut out. But communication is key, and like just talking about problems can solve a lot of things, or just talking in general can solve a lot of things.
Yeah,
I mean, there's always that anxiety of rejection, even if you're
Oh
with your
yeah,
partner. I mean, everybody still has that thought in their head of, oh, what if this is what makes them break up with me, or what if they don't like this, so this starts a problem. But I mean, if you're being true to yourself and you are trying to communicate your needs to your partner, after so many attempts, I mean, you've tried all you can.
yeah,
And if you're not getting what you deserve out of that relationship, then maybe it's time to put that relationship on pause.
right. And one thing is, it's gonna come out eventually. That
exactly.
that true you ain't gonna stay hidden forever.
And I mean, you don't want to be hiding yourself from your partner either. So it's like it's best to just get it out and open and figure it out from the start so you're not wasting each other's time. Like, obviously every relationship has its ups and downs, every relationship has their own situations. But at the end of the day, I mean, as a human being, we all have our requirements for love and relationships and for the people we want in our lives. And whether you love them or not, if they're not respecting that and taking the time to get to know that about you, it's probably not worth it to begin with.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Have you
Damn, we
uh
got deep.
have you guys have you guys heard about attachment styles?
I have not.
I vaguely have. It sounds very familiar.
So me and my wife was talking about this last night. Uh it says there are four attachment styles. Anxious, referred to as preoccupied in adults. Avoidant, referred to as dismissive in adults. Disorganized, referred to as fearful and fearful, avoidant in adults. And secure attachment styles refer to the particular way in which an individual relates to other people. So,
Okay.
avoidant, uh, they're high on avoidance, low on anxiety, uncomfortable with closeness, and primarily values independence and freedom, not worried about their partner's availability. I am uncomfortable being close to others. I find it difficult to trust and depend on others and prefer that others do not depend on me. It is very important that I feel independent and self-sufficient. My partner wants me to be more intimate than I'm comfortable being. Anxious, low on avoidance, high on anxiety. They crave closeness and intimacy. Very insecure about the relationship. I want to be extremely emotionally close, merge with others, but others are reluctant to get as close as I would. I often worry that my partner doesn't love or value me and will abandon me. My inordinate need for closeness scares people away. Anxious and avoidant, high on anxiety, uncomfortable with intimacy, worried about partner's commitment and love. I am comfortable getting close to others and I find it difficult to trust and depend on them. I worry I will be hurt if I get close to my partner. Which one of those do y'all think y'all are?
Oh, anxious for sure. I'm clingy as a motherfucker. I try not to be. I try to play cool girl all the time. Like, nah, I don't need you. Like, it's cool. But like, I like quality time. I just wanna be around you. But then I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
but bother. I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
want to
the same
be
way.
causing problems, but like I want to be here.
yeah. You're the same way, Sterling?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I'm very like if I give so much. I'm like my Mimo used to say I wear my heart on my sleeve, and that's so true. I give like so much. I'm willing to do anything for that person, and if that person doesn't give me that, like I guess emotional feeling I think I deserve, I feel like I'm not loved or like they hate me or.
Oh yeah, I mean you could just be having a bad day and they're busy and if they don't respond to you, you're just like, "Oh my god, they're going to break up with me. Like I fucked
Yeah,
up." Like,
exactly.
yeah. To be honest, I think it's just because Sterling and I have massive anxiety issues, but that definitely rings very very true, I think, in our relationships. And these are the kind of questions that I don't think a lot of couples do have. I don't think they sit down and discuss these kind of things. But in order to have a healthy and functional relationship, I think it's so important to do.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not saying you have to go write a whole dissertation as to why this is your love language, but like just being mindful of what they are, and everybody loves a little differently. So what works for one partner is not necessarily going to work for the next partner. So I think going in it knowing that everybody's going to be different, I think is a good way to go about it. And then you should be adjusting per person. You don't want to, it's not a one size fits all scenario with love.
Right. Yeah. I think really picking your partner's brain is just really important. Have uncomfortable conversations.
Yeah. Nobody wants those, but I mean, if you really care about your partner and you really want it to last, not everything's going to be sunshine and daisies. You got to trek through the mud a little bit if you want to plant a good garden. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Damn. I was hoping this was going to have a lot more comedic aspects to it, but I feel like we're just so deep in it right now.
I know. Fuck.
I love it though. I love it. That being said, we have three responses left, and then we have a couple of side questions here for you.
All right.
So let's see. This is like I said, we're going from simple to spicy. So this is the mildest one left out of the three.
All right.
Hi, Bobby. My name's Amelia, and I'm 27 years old. I've been single for quite some time. I'm 5'7", I love to read, and I'm a huge fan of country music. I can play guitar, and my mom says I'm quite the singer. Anyways, I've been trying to find new ways to meet people and connect with people. Any advice on where I can meet my soulmate?
Oh. I think. Well, what kind of stuff you like to do? Try to find somebody that's interested in the same stuff you are. If you like to go dancing, like me, I like to go to the club. I like to go dancing. So if I was single and was gonna meet somebody, I'd go to Devil's Doorstep. I'd go dance a little bit and try to see who I could talk to, buy somebody a drink.
Right, where all those Vinewood girls like to hang out.
Exactly. You go down there, you go talk to somebody. Or if you're looking for a certain type of person, go to like a Ubu Cafe. Go to she's like want a coffee type of person. They like to get coffee and shit. Go down there. Just go somewhere, meet people.
You want to go to a place where your interests align with the person you're looking for.
That's right.
Exactly.
If you're wanting, right, if you're wanting a country boy or girl, you're not gonna want to be looking on South Side Los Santos. That's probably not where you're gonna find them. It's
Right.
I think it's partially knowing what you want, but also just being willing to go out, to be out there, to put yourself out there, because unfortunately, unless you're on all those dating apps and thingamabobs that are out there these days, you're not really going to meet anybody if you don't go out and try.
Exactly. And it don't hurt to just go up to somebody. I mean, the worst thing they can do is say no.
Exactly. It's you have to have a certain level of confidence in yourself, and I know that for some people it's very hard to feel that confidence in yourself. But if you want it, you got to go for it. There's no sitting around, pussyfooting around waiting for somebody to just sweep you off your feet. We're not waiting for Prince Charming. We're going out and we're finding them ourselves now.
That's right.
We love that. Okay. So this one, I don't know why I laughed, because this one is not funny. This is actually kind of like, after reading this, I'm not sure how I would respond, so I'm very curious to how you will respond to this.
All right.
This one, and I'm not gonna name who it is. They even specifically asked not to be named.
Oh god.
They said, so me and my girl have been seeing each other for quite some time. And as embarrassing as this is to say, and they say, I hope my name stays out of this, which we did. I'm falling in love with her best friend. She's just the nicest and funniest person I've ever met. And I'm not sure if I should cut things off with my girl and pursue or just leave it alone.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I told you, spicy.
Wow. I'd say leave it alone and break up with your girlfriend. Cause y'all obviously don't love her, and that would be fucked up if you went after her best friend. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough situation because you are in a relationship at the moment. And there's this quote that was going around that you can't be in love with two people at the same time. If you were really in love with the first person, you wouldn't have fallen in love with the second. And
Unless you're K1.
I listen, I call that a crock of bullshit. I
Yeah,
feel
that's
like
scary.
the heart has an unstoppable an incapable amount of love. Like you to say you can only love one person is to say that you don't love anybody else in your life. I mean, there are so many different forms of love. There's so many different avenues and cracks and crevices that love comes from. And
Right.
I'm not excusing it. You know, I'm not saying that it's an excuse to cheat on a partner or to be a dick and dump somebody and date their best friend, but I can sympathize or empathize. I don't remember which one. One of the pathizes. Um that, you know, you can get feelings for somebody else while you're in a relationship. I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying it's wrong, but I mean the feelings are there for a reason. And I think that what you really need to do in this situation, you need to figure out why you're getting those feelings for someone else and not your partner. And is it something where you're not happy in your current relationship so you're seeing it in someone else, or is it just happenstance that you also like this person? um in any case, I feel like this is a situation where it's probably better for you to not be in a relationship until you've kind of sorted this out. Um, but I do kind of agree with Bobby that I don't think you should dump your current partner and go for their best friend because that is a very douchey thing to do. Now,
Absolutely.
as somebody, I will admit when I was in high school, um
Good
oh my
God, oh
god.
Lord.
Well, that didn't happen when I was in high school.
Yeah.
But there was a time where I ended up getting a crush on one of my best friend's exes. And you know, that there's no clean way of going about that. It's going to get messy any way you cut it unless you leave it alone. So, if you're wanting to pursue, you need to be ready for the shit to go flying
Yeah.
because I don't know many people that will just willingly let it happen.
Right.
Um so
I'm gonna say it like this. I personally not. There's some people who they get into relationships and they can get into relationships with two people and love those two people. But for me personally, I don't think there's anybody in the world I could love like I love my wife. You know what I mean? I don't think I could fall in love the way. And I'm just a very loyal person. just in general, I'm
Mm-hmm.
loyal to my friends. You know, if somebody were to ask me to wrong my friend in a way, I would never do that to that person. You know, and maybe that's just the way I was raised. You know, I grew up on like showing respect and being honest. Don't lie and shit like that. So I'm very I hold myself to a high standard when it comes to stuff like that, loyalty and all. So I guess when it comes to falling in love, I've always just fell in love with just one person. It's never been I love this person and I love that person. It's always just been
Right, right.
I
Well,
love that
I
one
feel like
person.
monogamy is for some, but it's not for all. Some
Exactly.
people, polyamory is becoming a lot more prevalent in our society these days, and you know, having multiple partners that are all well aware of each other and are consensual to the situation. Maybe everyone's involved, maybe it's not. It's you can define your relationship in any way that you see fit, and that is okay with all consenting parties.
Yeah,
You
for
know,
sure.
eh, but I
I
don't think your ex-girlfriend or your current girlfriend is consenting to you having feelings for her best friend. So,
Yeah, for sure. If you want to date 5 people and it's all consensual, I don't care. I just know for me personally and for my own how I am, I couldn't imagine loving somebody else, especially falling in love with my wife's best friend. I just think that would be crazy. And then going after her, like, come on, that just hurts everybody. You know,
right, there's
I
there's
think
no
if
way
you're
to
not
come out of
hurting
that
nobody,
cleanly.
how I look at life is if it's not hurting anybody, do as you please. You know.
Amen. Absolutely. Anything to add, Sterling, before we hit this big whopper of a
I'm
question?
Honestly, no. I think the fire hydrant has more to say.
scared.
Oh, those fire
I
hydrants.
was just enjoying the conversation.
Well, prepare to not enjoy it. So, um, Bobby, I'm gonna need you to hold on to your hat for this one.
Oh Lord.
And I do apologize ahead of time, Mrs. Brantley. I was not expecting you here, so we are not censoring this because we do not censor on this show. So I apologize if this language is offensive.
Really funny if I censored it in post.
So this question, and I am leaving this unnamed because I don't want to give this person any credit. And I quote:
Okay.
"When pounding her axe wound with your meat mallet, one can't help but wonder, is she really into me, or is she simply addicted to what my dick did?" I guess my question is, how important is great sex in a relationship? And how can you determine if she's into your heart or if she just wants to be taken to Pound Town? End quote.
Wow. Okay. I really don't think that first part was necessary for the
Not in
question.
the slightest.
Good God Almighty.
I would just
Lord
like
have mercy.
I just want to take a second to acknowledge the fact that it is an axe wound
Yeah.
and a meat mallet.
Ew. Dude.
The funny thing is, when I read that first sentence, I had to double check to make sure Shay didn't write it.
that
Good
is
God.
I listen, as a writer, I appreciate your use of unique adjectives to describe already very describable nouns, but
Yeah.
kudos. Um
Kudos.
yeah, but I think so what boils down from this is how important is great sex in a relationship, and how do you know if she's into you or into your dick?
I would say, I don't think sex is like you gotta have sex to have a super great relationship. I think you can have a great relationship and have great sex. You know, I think if you know, have sex, you guys cuddle, watch TV, spend time together and shit, aftercare and shit, then good for you. I think if she sticks around with you, she wants to lay up for a couple more hours, she wants to lay down, she wants to cuddle and fall asleep, I think that girl's into you. If she goes to Pound Town and walks out and says, see you next week, then I don't think she cares too much about you.
Amen.
Honestly, yeah, I pretty much agree with that. I mean, if it's as somebody who did we'll say finagle my way around
Slept with my
situ-
father.
situationships for a while before a committed relationship. I think that it's not hard to tell when somebody's into you for more than just your biddies.
Yeah.
But it's being willing to acknowledge that and go to the next step. That's the
Right.
hardest part. Because I mean, like you said, if they're getting hitting and quitting and just dipping the fuck out right after, they're there for the dick. But if she's asking you questions and trying to get to know you more and your interests and spending time with you and doing all these nice things for you, then it's probably more than just your magic dick that she's sticking around for.
Right. Yeah. For sure. Aftercare is important.
Right. And if she doesn't need the aftercare, you're not that important.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those are the love advice questions that we have. On every survey, we do allow them to ask us any other questions that they do have. So let's see. So one of them, and this I'm just gonna go ahead and say that this one is K1 because he's a shitter. He says in the any other questions you'd like to ask section. Hi mom, I'm on a podcast. Even though his cheeky ass was just in a whole episode 2 weeks ago. So
Hi K1.
hi Cone. We hear you. Hope mom's proud. We have one that asks, where are all the non-straight women at?
Hi. But I'm in a relationship.
Hello. Bobby, I don't really think you consider yourself a woman, so I'm not sure you're gonna really know where all the non-straight women are. But I mean, if you do, we'd love to know.
I don't want to assume what somebody's interested in, so
that's very smart. I'm going to assume she's probably at Home Depot, love.
Sometimes going to Home Depot is an adventure, though.
It really is, but you know what? You know how many non-straight women you could find at a Home Depot? Pretty decent amount. I'll be wearing plaid like we all do. Anyway,
met mine in the alleyway.
I am dating a straight man, unfortunately, so I can't comment on that at this moment. But I do know of a lot of non-straight women that go to Home Depot, so that's where I'd check. Maybe a Trader Joe's, something like that. I don't know. Target.
Target, thank you very much.
Target.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Target. My bad. Listen, I don't go very often, all right? I'm in a straight appearing relationship, so Target is not my forte.
I love Target.
She hates the porn, she hates Target. I see how it is.
Listen, I can't help it. Let's see. Okay, this one I don't. I feel like our relationship is falling apart. What would Bobby do?
Oh, that's
It
just
got
it.
serious again.
It got serious again.
No longer
All
are
right.
we silly gooses.
Bobby would communication. I mean, fuck.
The word of the
Bobby's
day
like,
is
listen,
communication.
motherfuckers talk. I'm sick of saying this
I'm
shit.
serious. You gotta communicate. Baby, I don't know what's going on. I just feel like the relationship's falling apart. Why? Because this, that, and the third's happening. What we're gonna do? I don't know. I don't know why. I've been working so much. I know. They ain't fucking work on it. That's it. Just talk.
Listen here, folks. Bobby Brantley is tired of your shit. Talk to your partners.
God damn it.
I'm
It
gonna
takes
expect
3
that in another
seconds.
song.
I know. Fuck. I'm gonna make a whole.
Communication.
That's gonna be the name of it.
Communicating.
Communicate.
Let's see. So the person who was asking about the friend, the falling for the best friend, also then asked in there any other questions. Am I the asshole for having these feelings?
I'd say that you're the asshole if you go and pursue her.
Yeah, if you act on it.
You're not the asshole for realizing that you love somebody else.
You're only human.
But if you were to go and pursue that girl, then yeah, you'd be the asshole.
The ball is currently in your court.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there are ways to go about this. If you and your ex were to break up and time has passed and things are good, and you thought maybe it's time to reach out to that friend, there are always loopholes, there are always stipulations, there's always ways around it, but it's a slippery slope, and if you're worried about being seen as an asshole, it's probably best to just move on.
Yeah, just move on, man, and just let time pass and see how things go. And I mean, that pop out might hurt that friend, but I mean, it won't be as bad as you doing it so fresh,
And if it's meant to be, it'll be. It'll come back. You'll have your chance again. It's best to, because I mean, you got to think about it too. If this is your current partner's friend and you want to pursue this best friend, I mean, girl code's there. She's not gonna
Right.
fuck you because you just broke up with her best friend. Like, it's a sticky situation. Best to avoid, but if you're not gonna avoid, let it air out first. Give it some time. And you might realize, you really didn't have those feelings for them. You just were looking for a way out of your current relationship.
Right. Exactly.
So not currently an asshole, but you have the potential to be an asshole, sir. And that power is up to you.
Balls in your court.
All right. This one is I'm just gonna get rid of the raunchy one now. We'll save the fun question for last. So Bobby.
Yep.
Is 8 inches considered normal?
I'd say yeah.
Sterling? Is it
yes.
inches? Listen, you're a part of this conversation too. I would like to know if you feel like 8 inches is considered normal.
I don't care. I'm in a happy relationship. I date women.
It ain't about the size, but
It's about the motion of the ocean. I personally, I mean, 8 inches. What are we? Are we going to Subway? Like, I don't know. If you know what you're doing, that's what matters. Size can be helpful in certain situations. It can also be a limiter in certain situations. And you could have, 12 inches on you and still be the absolute worst ever. So it's all about you and your partner and what your partner's wants and needs are in that situation. I really don't think you should put a number on your equipment when you have multiple tools in your toolbox.
Well, anyways.
Anyways, so this is the last question that we have, and I thought this was the best one to say for last to end up our Valentine situation here. Um, what is the craziest date that you've ever been on, either with your wife, with a past girlfriend, with anybody that you've been on a date with? What is the craziest date you've been on?
I can't hear you guys.
Hello?
Oh, I mean, we can hear you.
Okay, I can hear you now. What'd you
Oh,
say?
okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're
It's
okay.
What's the last thing y'all heard me say?
You started talking about the 8 inches question, and that was the last thing we heard from you.
Wow. Okay, I'm so sorry. I don't
No,
remember
it's
what
okay.
I don't remember what I said.
So the last question that we had then for this segment, what's the craziest date that you've ever been on, either with your wife, with a past partner, just the craziest date that you've ever been on?
Oh man. Shit.
Also, quick segue out of this while Bobby's thinking here. Does anybody happen to have something to eat? Because my vision is getting a little blurry, and I forgot to grab food.
There you go.
All right. Oh shit.
Is she? Oh, there she is.
Yeah, sorry. I'm okay. We're all good now. Or you know what? I'm just gonna stand. It's fine.
All right. Well, uh, so back in high school, I took this girl on a date. We went out to the mall and went to get some food. And at the end of the day, our school was having a football game. So we go out to the football game. We're having a good time. Some of the seniors brought some beer, snuck some beer into the football game. So all of us started drinking. That was in that section. And I had probably about 4 or 5 beers. Uh, I was just slam drunk. So we all started talking shit at the other football team. That was our rival team. We was playing against that day. And they was on the other side of the field. They was talking shit back. So we all go over there and we start a whole riot. We're fighting. The other football players are fighting. And the cheerleaders are fighting. The coaches are fighting. And we're all in this big old fight. They had all the sheriff's department come down and arrest us and all this other jazz.
High school
And
mosh pit.
yeah. Well, that girl was from out of town. She went to one of those. I grew up in a real redneck, low down country town.
Right,
You know,
right.
we had like 5 sheriffs, so the whole sheriff's department was just probably about 6 people. You know, and she was from the uptown. Like she was essentially a Vinewood girl. So she ain't never seen no shit like that. And that girl blocked me on everything. She ain't. I couldn't get in contact with her through email. God damn it.
Oh god.
Yeah. So, I mean, but it was a fucking fun night. I was fucking drunk as hell.
Sounds like a
She
good
was
time.
like, "Listen, I'm not ready for this yee shit. Get me the fuck out."
Yeah. It was a good night though.
What about you,
I mean,
Amara?
it sounds like it. um, To be completely honest with you, I have had nothing but shit dates.
Man,
I
James
think
sucks that much.
no. Okay, listen, James has treated me very nicely. But like
Oh,
the craziest date. I don't know if you want crazy or sad. It's probably both. I was in high school and this guy had asked me out. He was going to the one of the local colleges. And the thing to know about this local college, we all called it the Yee Yee College, because all of the Yee Yee motherfuckers from all the local states would come because it was like a special like mechanic type college. Like all the people who wanted to learn about cars and all this special automotive stuff all went to this college. And not usually my type, but I was like, okay, yeah, let's go on a date. So I got all dressed up, all super pretty and shit. I had to lie to my parents about it because they didn't want me dating. So I was like, no, I'm just going to a friend's house. And this motherfucker pulls up in his giant fucking like Ford F-150, fucking like raised and shit. And they're like, obviously my parents figured out I wasn't hanging out with a girl. So he's like, yeah, we'll go on a date. We're gonna go to the movies, and then we'll go bowling, and we'll hang out. And I was like, okay, cool. He's like, oh, but I gotta go stop at my dorm real quick. So I was like, oh, okay. So he takes me to his dorm, and it went from us doing all of that to we're laying on his twin-sized bunk bed in his dorm room.
I have a
He had
phobia of
bottom
bunk
bunk.
beds.
He had the bottom bunk. And we started watching a movie on his laptop, which then turned into fiddling around time.
oh,
And then after fiddling around time, he left me in his dorm room with his roommates while he went and got McDonald's.
Huh.
And then he
Wow.
came back to finding me hanging out with his roommate watching Duck Dynasty for 2 hours because he left me for 2 hours. And his roommate was talking mad shit about him to him the whole time. He looked at me and he goes, do you want me to take you home? Like I won't make you stay here. And I looked straight at my date and was like, no, I just think it's kind of inappropriate to leave your date when, you ask them on a date. So I wouldn't want to just leave like that. And never heard from him again. So
Holy shit. Don't fall in love with us Yee boys, I tell you. I might make that song.
listen, if you do, I want to be a part of that. I will talk all the shit about the Yee boys.
Hey,
I grew up in Yee country, all right? I get it.
yeah.
We're gonna
Tell
buy a
me
warehouse up north to avoid all these cop chases.
Right?
I know, good God almighty, who y'all chasing? Why haven't
Like,
y'all
hurry up
caught
and
him yet?
catch up, or whoever's driving, get
Good
away.
God,
Jesus.
He's been running around for like an hour.
Too many criminals in this city.
I
Too
know. I
many.
want everybody just chilling, like have
Let's
beers.
just vibe. Let's get real high and vibe.
We could make that a whole different segment on the show.
Get high and vibe.
Get high and vibe. But no, so that concludes the little Valentine love advice section. But before we let you out of here, I do want to get, if I could sit the fuck down, would love to get a little more info on your event and the upcoming music that you're releasing for this event next well, I guess at this time will be in a few days. So
Yeah.
tell us about Bobby's Hoedown Throwdown or whatever this was. I saw a couple adverts for it.
Yeah, so it's Hoedown Throwdown. So we're gonna sing a couple old songs, a few songs everybody knows. After that, we're gonna have 2 songs we're gonna be playing, and then we're gonna have a little competition. We're gonna have King or Queen Rizzler, somebody who comes up with the best pickup line will be announce the king or queen Rizzler.
Oh,
We're gonna be
okay.
having some collectible plushies for everybody to have, and they're so cute. I love them to death. Um, yeah, it's gonna be a great night. It's gonna be real fun.
So you've got 2 new songs coming out, and then you'll also mix in some of the older pieces.
Yep, I actually got four new songs.
Oh,
Sorry about that.
4 new
Ooh.
songs. Oh,
4
wow.
new
So
songs. Yep.
is there anything more, any like a sneak peek teaser here you can give us about these 4 songs? Any information you're willing to spill before the night?
Um, they're love songs. You know, they're gonna match with the day.
Okay.
You know, I get you a dance partner. You know, you wanna dance close. Definitely want to dance close.
Oh, I love that. You no leaving room for Jesus in these dances.
Yes.
I love that. I love that.
I hate to, I have to use the restroom. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. By all
Oh
means.
my goodness.
So
Alrighty. What were you all saying? What were we talking about before I had to
I think we're
had
about
to
to
relieve
wrap
yourself.
up.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was just talking about the songs. If there were any sneak peeks or anything you were willing to tell us about them, can we get some names of the songs so we can imagine? Or I know sometimes you
Um
guys have to sign
She's
those
fishing for
NDAs, and
details.
I'm fishing so hard. I'm so excited.
I want to leave it a surprise.
Okay.
I want everybody to just really like I said, just get close, Think about the ones you love, you know.
Are we
Can't get
talking like sexy night songs? Are there any of these,
You
for
really just want
for the
details?
for the intimate moments of a relationship? We got any of those songs in there?
mm,
Basically what
you
I'm
want
asking
something, don't you?
Bobby. But
You
what I'm asking Bobby, do you
what are
have
you
any
asking?
fucking songs? All right. Do we
Do I have any
have
fucking
any
songs?
do we have any love making songs, or is it just is it sexy like that, or is it just lovey-dovey super cute romantic?
You'll see when you get there.
Thank
God
you.
damn it,
Thank
Bobby.
you.
You'll see me. I can't. I want all
Ugh.
of this to be such a surprise that I want you to see when you get there.
And
I
I
I
When
mean
you
respect
I
get
that.
I
there,
res-
listen.
I respect it, but I don't like it.
You
I
don't
know,
respect it. You
it.
want to hear the songs now.
I know you do, but you can't.
Ugh.
Not yet.
All right. I
7
guess
days.
7 days. From the time this episode
6
airs,
days. Sorry.
2 days.
2 days. That's right. Actually, no. Sorry. 3. 11. We switched the date. Saturday.
Listen, it'll eventually.
It'll
Yes,
happen.
Saturday.
I don't like all this math.
Doors open at 9:30.
At 9:30, and you bet your ass Weasel's gonna be there.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing all y'all there. And Moments will be
Absolutely.
there. And I just
Yes.
chilling ice cream. And hell yeah.
Well, that's awesome. And I'm excited. And I'm sad you won't give me any more information, but I understand, I guess, that you can't just tell me everything I want to know. But I respect you as an artist to decide not to tell everybody this, so that's okay.
You know.
But what times were all those? It's Saturday the 11th, and doors
Yep.
open at 9:30.
Yep, that's right. Doors open at 9:30. Get your snacks, get your food, all that good jazz.
And these are these only available for pre-order on the tickets, or are people able to buy at the door for this?
I think we're still gonna kind of talk about, well, at this moment, you know what? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
We might
what
still let them
was
get out of the door.
you right. So then what was the location for this again? For those who plan on attending or still might want to buy tickets.
This gonna be at the Vama Bowl. Everything's gonna be set up all nice and pretty.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty. So, just for everybody who's not as scatterbrained as I am, Saturday the 11th, 9:30 at the Vinewood Bowl for Bobby Brantley's Hoedown Throwdown. I don't really know if that's what it's called. I'm sorry. I saw Hoedown on the poster, and that's just what I've gone with the whole time.
It said the Valentine's Hoedown.
A Valentine's Hoedown. I love it. I'm so excited.
Me too.
So
I'm
fucking
already
excited. I'm more excited for these cops to go the fuck away, honestly.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
I'm getting a headache from these sirens. So that being said, I think we'll go ahead and we'll wrap up here. Bobby, it is always a pleasure having you in, bringing you on. I know this isn't going to be the last time we bring you here, and if it is, it's probably because we got kicked off the podcast. So I think honestly, that's the only reason you'd never be back, unless you decide you don't want to come back anymore.
Oh, well, I would never decide that. I love talking with y'all, and I can't wait to talk more with you guys about more future stuff and whatever else we talk about.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for coming.
We appreciate it so much, and maybe next time we won't have as many cop interruptions, and we can actually get your lovely wife in here to be a part of the interview this next
Ooh.
time. I would love to do that. So thank you everybody for tuning in this week. We appreciate you so much. Don't forget to get your tickets for the Valentine Hoedown, and keep your eye out for these brand new songs from Bobby Brantley coming out.